Today, we're covering system success. Notice that my voice is very casual today because we're covering systems. It is a lot less of an exciting concept. So, does everybody have a packet? Raise your hand if you don't have a packet. Perfect. All right. What is a system? Who thinks they know? Just take a guess. What do you think, Jen? What is a system?
A process.
A process? I like that. With steps. Okay, hopefully. I mean, it could be one step.
True.
Yeah. Wake up. That's a system. What else? What is a system? What do you think, Jeremiah?
Plans coming together towards one total.
Plans coming together towards one total. Wow, you are optimistic. Okay, I like that. What do you think?
I kind of look at it as like something that makes me more efficient.
Something that makes you more efficient. Do all systems make you more efficient? Are there systems that can make you less efficient? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. So I want you guys to think of it this way. A system is simply an SOP, a checklist, a process, a procedure. In easy ways, it's the way you do things, Jeremiah. A system is all it is the way you do it. And it could be good. It could also be bad. Are there bad ways to do things? What's an example of a bad way to do things in real estate? What do you think? Anything at all? What about not available? Not answering your phone? Yeah. Showing up to an open house drunk is probably a bad system. Yeah. I know some agents that follow this system, or they show up hungover. I've showed up to open houses hungover. Don't recommend it. All right. So today we're going to cover how to build out your systems, because here's the benefit. If you do things in a way that is effective and efficient, and you know how it's done, and you write it down, what does that give you the ability to do? Track, that's it. What else? Duplicate. Okay, on to something else. That's another D word. Come on. What? Yes, another D word, come on. If all your systems are written down, and exactly how to do something, you can do what?
Delegate.
Yes, you can delegate it. Yeah, so you could probably give it to somebody that, on one hand, let's all silence phones. That's a great system. Thank you very much. Wayne. Want to help him out, John? Thank you, Wayne. All right, good job. Can everybody do me a favor and check your phone and make sure it's on silent? Okay, so here's what we want to talk about. We're going to help you guys build out your systems today around your real estate business. And there's all kinds of them. We've got lead generation, client management systems, transaction management. So if you have a way to generate leads, you all have systems around lead generation or not. So meaning your system could be to do nothing. It's a pretty ineffective system, Jeremiah, but it's what we're following now. So we should probably figure out a system for our lead generation. How we manage those leads as they come in is a system. What we do with those leads once we actually put them under contract. How we follow up, how we market, how we manage our time, and how we manage our financial resources. These are all systems. And when I say systems, I really just want you to think of this word, checklists. The easiest way for me to think of SOPs is a checklist. For example, we have a checklist for this class that we literally wrote it up the other day because things were just getting messy. And this is it. It's very simple. It says what Michael will do, it says what Lexi will do, it says what Nico, Devin, and Autumn will do. Lexi has the most tasks on this list out of 5 tasks. Crazy, Lexi, crazy. Way too many tasks. And so a system doesn't have to be processed. I promise you guys are all overthinking it. So here's what I want us to do right now. Go to the second page. And I want you on the bottom open space, I want you to write down a couple systems in your life, in your personal life and in your business. It could be anything. Maybe it's a way that you like to make bacon. Maybe it's how you make your coffee. Maybe it's how you answer the phone. Do you answer the phone and just say, Or do you say, hello, this is Devin? Do you answer it professionally or unprofessionally? What are some systems in your life, David?
Morning routine.
A morning routine. Okay. Let's write down what these systems are. You don't have to write down the whole thing, but write down a couple of them. Could be the way you get dressed. Do you put on your pants or your shirt first? Do you put them on at the same time? What's the system in your life, Jeremiah? What do you got?
So I have a follow-up for my pre-approvals. So one of the systems that I work with is getting in a new client, how I have them pre-approved, how I follow up with them, and the system, the multiple systems within the system.
Okay, so like an intake.
Exactly.
You have a client intake. Awesome. That's a fantastic system to have. What do you think, Mel?
My system's my morning routine. I get
Morning
up,
routine?
shower, get dressed, have my coffee, brush my teeth, and then get ready for the day.
Okay, that's good. What do you got, Lex? Yoga classes, okay. All right, so now I want you guys to think about your business, and somewhere on this page, and I want you to write down a system in your business that's not working for you. 2 or 3 of them. I need 2 or 3 systems that are not benefiting you. It could be the way you send text messages, it could be how you call, it could be your lead generation schedule, it could be your open houses. A system in general what is not working for you in your business? What is a broken system you have? Or what is a system that could be better? What's something in your business that you feel like you're leaving either a lot of money on the table or you're spending more time than you need to? Those are your 2 currencies, money and time, and you're trying to balance them to earn the most income for the least amount of your output. So let's hear, what are some systems in your business that are broken?
Social media.
Social media. Okay, tell us, what does it look like now?
So I have Instagram and LinkedIn as well. And the main thing is trying to find a balance between spending too much time and making it efficient enough to actually build a client base. So,
What else? What's another system in your business that's broken?
Calling on the realtors on a daily basis just to do follow-up. It's like it's too haphazard. There's not enough discipline into it, time blocking. So just, run into somebody and you mean to follow up with them and then not doing so in a timely manner.
Wayne, sir, what is a system in your business that's not working well for you other than your iPod?
Yeah. I'm in the new sales that we have. I find out we got the slowest permit process in the whole country. You gotta make it change.
Yeah, that's a system that's definitely not working. Good answer. Good answer. What do you got, Jen?
Mine is my lead gen schedule.
Say again?
My lead generation schedule.
Oh, tell us what that looks like.
It's actually non-existent right now,
Okay.
so much to work on.
Okay. Yeah, I would imagine, guys, this is probably the majority of the challenges around your systems. So here's what I say. Don't focus on a bottleneck that you haven't even achieved yet. If you're focusing on social media, if you're focusing on permit packages or whatever it may be, and you don't have a solid system to follow up with leads and to get in touch and to build a database, all of that other stuff doesn't matter. That's almost like saying, let's say you own a car, that's almost like saying, you know what, I really, really need to change out this steering wheel when you don't even have tires. So you may buy the best steering wheel and you could have this amazing thing, but if you don't have tires, you're not going to get very far. So we should all probably really think about, let's go to the next page or wherever there's some blank space. Let's think about your lead generation systems as a whole. Because I promise you this, if you have more leads and customers than you can possibly handle, you will do business. You may not be very good at it. You may drop the ball a bunch of times. You may get a bunch of leads that just go nowhere. Most of them do go nowhere, that is. But if you have enough business coming in, and you are constantly, for 2 or 3 hours every single day, 15 hours a week, you are generating business and you're following up with this business, it does not matter what your systems look like because you will earn income. And then let's say, John, you're like me, where when you first started, you were all over the place. You had no structure, no systems. You had no idea what like an escrow was. All you knew was that if you could just lead generate, if you could just get on the phone or go to their house and talk to enough people, you will do business. So that's how I built my entire career. I knew nothing about anything. I didn't even know what a mortgage was, and I passed my real estate license. I'm almost certain I'm the only person that has never studied for a real estate test and just got lucky. I am pretty sure I lucked out on that test and just somehow passed because I had no idea about anything. And I did know, because one person, I don't even remember who, very early on told me, Devin, as long as you talk to 20 to 50 people every single day, you will earn income. And so what did I do? For the first 2 or 3 years, all I would do is call and lead generate. That was my only system. Now, I was very inefficient. I was unproductive. I was only selling a few homes. I was really bad at it. But I was earning enough to at least sustain myself and then hire a transaction manager or find people that were better at these things or that could teach me how to be better at this. So everybody write down what your lead generation system, your perfect lead generation system would look like right now. In a perfect world, you are the most disciplined human in the entire world. What does it look like? Where does your business come from? What do you do on a daily basis? Who are you reaching out to? Who is reaching out to you? Are you prospecting based or are you marketing based? Meaning, do you spend a lot of money to get your leads? Or do you lead generate them and cold call, door knock, and go to open houses and network? There's really only a handful of ways to lead generate. There's cold calling, there's door knocking, there's open houses, and then there's networking. Everything else fits into one of those 4 categories. And so what do you prefer? And don't choose something because it's the best. Choose something that's best for you. For example, minute per minute, I believe that door knocking is the most efficient way to generate sales. Because you can go to a neighborhood like Eva Beach or Makakilo. In 1 hour, you can knock on 100 doors and drop off 100 flyers. You will be sweaty. And you can get business. And if you were to do that for 5 or 6 hours every single day for a month, you would probably have 2 or 3 or 4 listings. But now you're doing it every single day. However, for whatever reason, door knocking is like the one thing in real estate that I do not love. It is the one thing that I really don't enjoy. I just do not enjoy knocking on random people's doors. Don't know why. I have no problem calling them, totally fine with me, but I just don't love it. So choose something in your day-to-day schedule that you can follow through with. So that's your system. So I want to hear, write down on a daily basis, what are 1 or 2 activities you do, you're putting in your system to do. What time are you going to do it? What happens if you don't show up? Who's your accountability partner? What do they say if you don't show up? Who are you checking in with to make sure that you're doing the job? I also learned about myself, it was very easy for me to not do the task and let myself down. But if I'm going to meet someone somewhere at a time and we're going to do an activity together, I am more likely to show up because I don't want to let them down. And that's something that works for me. So let's hear about some of your guys' lead generation systems.
Actually, I was kind of curious about the system part of this course because I naturally have certain things I gravitate towards in terms of lead gen. But like you said, I just don't follow through most of the time. So I was just curious, like I like that accountability. Like you do things with someone else to make you do it. But yeah, so for me, it would probably be calling referral sources or networking. I'm more prospecting based than marketing based, I would say. I love doing marketing. So yeah, I just need to like stick to a time, probably have someone with me so we can do the calls together. Yeah, that's good points. Yeah.
No, that's right. This is the number one thing that everybody struggles with, is every single day showing up and doing the hard activities and reaching out and cold calling and ordering, all this stuff. It is the reason why 99% of people don't make it in this industry, is because it is challenging. It is not easy. It is so much easier to drink coffee and just look at pretty photos of houses on MLS. Is it not? It's a lot easier. What else? What are some other systems around lead generation that you guys have now written down for yourself?
So for me, networking is one of the biggest pieces. I think that's a little bit easier because for me, it's easier to set, like for instance, here today we're obviously networking. It's easy to set a time and place and have people expect you to show up. Social media is another one, and then also doing the calls. Luckily, there is some ways that you can do calls with other people online. Just kind of one of the things that I find very helpful, but can always be better at, is signing up for calls, finding other people in the industry, pretty much just getting a Zoom call, putting yourself on mute, and then just like making calls and seeing other people go through the same things. That's what helps me. Like one of the things out there, good system to pick up.
Nice, I really like that. So here's my lead generation schedule. From 8:15 most days, Tuesday through Friday, we do a script practice. We practice and role play for 15 minutes. It's quick, and we'll just get on a Zoom call and we'll go over a call we're going to have that day, an objection that might come up, some outbound calls, some circle dialing, whatever we feel like is relevant. And it's just an easy way to get warmed up, because it's a lot easier to make your first call to another agent than it is with somebody you don't know. And so it takes the pressure off things. So what I recommend, if your effort is to do lead generation and make it a part of your practice, which it should be, then I would start with practicing on somebody. It's a lot less committal, it's a lot lower stakes, and it's just easier. Then, as you've taken that baby step, you're a little bit more warmed up. You can get all those like blahs out of your mouth because it's 8 in the morning. Then move on to your actual calls. So once I'm done with that, then I do my client follow-up. These are my active clients, my active buyer clients that are actively looking, but we're not in escrow. So for me, I start with them. I get a hold of the people that I need to get under contract. These are the people that within the next 7 to 30 days, I'm trying to get them in escrow. I am focusing on them every single day because I know that is the next paycheck. Then I move on to my current client follow-up. I just do a quick check and see, is anybody in escrow need anything from me? If they do, I attend to it. Or if it's something I can put off till a little bit later, like notes about a follow-up showing or information about a pay breakdown, I'll try and tend to that in the afternoon, because then the next thing I move on to is I get a hold of the people that came in either that I couldn't get a hold of yesterday. So if I had somebody sign up on the website, reach out to me over social media, if we had an email come in that was a lead asking about something, I'll get a hold of the people that were inbound to me, and then I reach back out to them. Then I call all of the people that I've tried to get a hold of, but haven't gotten a hold of them yet. So these are people that maybe it was a website sign up. I called them yesterday and texted them, no answer. I'm going to call them again today, send them a text, and maybe send them a video. So I'm reaching out to the people more than once. I'm not just waiting for a lead to come in, calling them one time, catch them at work, they don't answer, and then never call again. Think of the way that you run your day to day. We do this as a living, but imagine that you work at an office or a department store or wherever. You are not checking your phone 24/7. You're probably going to be, let's say you're a nurse, you're going to have a 12-hour shift. You might start at 6 a.m. and you're up at 4 or 5 a.m. Then you're going to be home, you're going to be done with work at 6 p.m. You might be home at 6:37 p.m. and you could have 2 or 3 missed calls from numbers you don't recognize. It's 7 o'clock at night, you've been working all day. What are the odds that you want to call back a realtor about a house that you're interested in, even if you are tired? It's not very high. Think about what our prospects do on a day-to-day basis. Now, let's say this realtor's been trying to get a hold of you for 2 or 3 days. He's sending you properties, he's letting you know where it's at, and you haven't responded once. You may either decide, you know what, I'm not interested in doing this. I'm just going to give him a heads up and let him know that, hey, I decided not to buy. And that's okay, because now you know, and you're not going to spend the next year keeping them in your follow-up calendar. You're not going to waste your time. Or you might say, hey, you know what? I'm actually really busy, Devin. I'm so sorry, but I do have a day off on Saturday. Can we schedule a phone call for Saturday morning? I do want to make this move. Yes, we can do that. But until you remember that they aren't thinking about real estate all day. They're thinking about their jobs, their life, their relationships, their kids, their car that they have to drop off at Costco and get the tires changed, but they have to do the oil change. They're thinking about all these things, not, I gotta buy a house all day long. So if we do not take the steps to be top of mind and reach out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, you are not going to be the agent that gets to work with them. They're either not going to make the purchase, or they're just going to do the path of least resistance, which is probably they just show up to an open house, they say, hey, I kind of like it, will you write me an offer? That's how it actually works. But we think they're ignoring us when in reality, they just have other shit in their life. And so if your system of lead generation does not include reaching out to people multiple times over the course of a week or so, you're going to lose them. Then after I reach out to them, then I go into my hot leads. These are people that have committed to making a purchase or a sale. They are going to move, but they just have not chosen the agent they're going to work with quite yet. Maybe they're still interviewing if it's a seller. Maybe it's a buyer, but they're not committed to somebody. These are the people that I'm trying to be in touch with on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week. Because what do I need to do in order to earn their business? So pretend a hot buyer comes in. I want you guys to think about this. Write this down. How do you earn the business of a hot buyer that hasn't decided on the agent they're going to work with yet? How do you actually earn it? What do you guys think? Build trust. Okay, what else? What do you think, Mel?
Stay relevant.
Stay relevant. I like that. What else? Outwork. Maybe if they're talking to other people. Yeah, I think so. Be better. What else? Show value. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Here's what I say. If you want to be their agent, you have to act like their agent before you are. If you want to be the person they're going to buy with, you have to do all of the things that their agent would do for them before they even commit to you. You have to make sure, at the bare minimum, you should be sending them properties. You should be sending them information on the buying process, explaining it, going over it to them. You should be looking up comps on properties they're interested. Saying, hey, I know you're interested in this building. I set an alert. That way, if anything comes up, you'll be the first person to know. We can go take a look at it same day. Oh, also, I know you were interested in this Wilder building over here. So what I did was, this one unit 302, I pulled the comps to show, I think they're actually a little bit overpriced. And when I spoke to the listing agent, I think they would take about $15,000 or $20,000 under asking. Something to be on the lookout for. What are your thoughts on that? And so now, as a buyer, I'm just like, wow, John is going out of his way. Maybe John showed up. I had a buy that was $800,000, a sell that was $1.2 million, easily $3 or $4 million worth of referrals from one client. And here's how I won their business. It was a Zillow call that came in, and he said they were interested in this house. I said, awesome, I can meet you there at blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, we're actually not on island, blah, blah, blah. And then shortly after that conversation, he tells me that he already had an agent, and he's sorry for wasting my time. And so this was a text message. and I was already in the area of the house that we were talking about. So I actually didn't even respond to that text message. I went to the house, I took a video tour of the inside of it with my phone, I texted it to him. I said, hey DeMarcus, I took this video, I thought you might really like it. Also, I see your message about the other agent. Don't even worry about it. If you see any other properties you want me to do a video tour of, and she's not available, I'm happy to do it anyway. You seem like great people. An hour later, I get a call from DeMarcus. You know what DeMarcus says? He says, Devin, we actually just let our other agent go. We'd love to work with you. She had never gone to any of the properties to take video tours with us, and we had been speaking with her for a couple of months. Within 1 hour, I had earned his business and added value. But if you don't do that, if that's not part of your system, you're going to have a hard time because you're always working against another agent that's doing a better job. And so you have to say, what is level 10 service look like in this industry? Because to me, the best buyer's agent in the world says this. Says, David, okay, I'm going to actually rebate you all the commission. Actually, I'm going to pay in to help you buy. And on closing, I'm going to have a parade coming through, and I'm going to make sure there's a catered dinner at the closing table. Actually, I'm going to put you on a horse and galley trotting through the streets of Waikiki, so when you buy this house, you're going to feel like a king. Now, that's level 10 service. Now, can we afford that? Probably not. But we can take some notes from that and say, okay, well, what can we do while we're still earning an income? And so you have to look at yourself and say, well, what's better about me compared to other agents? And when I was brand new, I didn't know anybody in the market. I didn't know a single person in Hawaii. I didn't know anything about different areas. I had no clue. I had Makaha to Waimanalo, no idea. I just thought you were making up words in front of me. But what I did know was, and I would tell this to my prospects, I would say, listen, I'm a little bit newer, but you are my only client. And every single day, my job is to show up and sell your home, and that is all I'm focused on. Nobody else. All these other brokers, they have 10, 20, 50 clients. Andrea, you are my only client that I'm focused on. And so as a seller, you might lose some business because you don't have the skills or the ability to sell an $8 million home. But there's a lot of sellers out there that might say, wow, like, I really appreciate that Devin was upfront, he was transparent, and I know he's working for me, he's hustling for me. And if you go with that approach, especially if you're newer, you're going to sell a lot of homes. Because people respect hard work, but people don't necessarily respect hard work that's already been done. Meaning, if you've sold 100 homes, I don't care. I really don't care. But if you show up every single day and work really hard to sell my home, I do care, and now I want to work with you. Make sense? It's like, wait, we're not done. Thank you.
So motivated.
All right, back to systems. Okay, now here's like the trick to this, if you guys want one. Here's the magic bullet. When you get really good at this, when you get really, really, really good at generating business, everything gets easier. Everything. That means because you have income, now you can pay people to do things that you're not very good at. Maybe you're not very good at graphic design and artwork. I would say I'm good at judging artwork, but I'm not good at creating it. But Lexi is awesome at it. And so you can partner with people and say, hey, I will trade money with you if you're willing to work with me on these projects. And when you find people that are really, really good at something, and you're able to do this, now what you've done is you've taken a load off of your plate, something you don't have to do, and you've given it to somebody that is better at it than you are, John. Lexi is infinitely times better at graphic design than you are. Nico is infinitely times better at videography and artwork and all of this than all of us combined. And so when you can partner with people like this, you get a better product, you get better service to the clients, and you can focus on doing things that you're better at. And so having systems in place, whether it's from hiring people, whether it's from how you cook your breakfast, will make your life simpler. Because if you're trying to remember how everything is done every single day, I will tell you that your job gets exhausting. It is exhausting always having to worry and wonder of how things work. But when things are written down and you follow the same process every time, it becomes easier. And then you're not thinking about how to do the job. You're being creative. You're doing the things you're good at. You're talking to people. You're building relationships. It's just better. Just do it this way. Okay. Last things. So somewhere on your paper, I want you to now, with this being said, I want you to find 3 or 4 things, and we're going to write out your step-by-step checklist around a piece of your business. Doesn't matter what it is. So find one component right now, pick up your pens, and write down a piece of your business that we need to write a checklist for. And the checklist has to be less than 6 steps. We can make it bigger later. It could be anything. But we've got to start, because I know if you leave here without writing one thing, it's never going to happen. But if we write one checklist, this might turn into 2 or 3, and before you know it, you have a whole operation set up. So one component of your business that you feel like could be a little bit better. It could be lead generation. It could be how you answer the phone. It could be how you set up call forwarding. It could be your business phone number. It could be how you save contacts' names in your phone book. Like a couple years ago, I went through and re-edited every single person's name in my phone book to make it a common, like a template. And it starts with this. Their first name is like what they are, which is either lead, friend, client, or vendor. So the first name of everybody in my contact starts with one of those things. Lead, friend, client, or vendor. And then their last name is just their full name. And so now, as I'm going through my list in my phone, it's very easy for me to look at all of my past clients and invite them to things. It's very easy to see all of my leads and who I need to follow up with. I use a CRM for that more, but it's a nice habit.
What CRM do you use?
It's called Follow Up Boss. Follow. So who has something they've written?
What do you have?
What do you got, Lex? Open house checklist. Awesome. Let's hear about it. Write the checklist. So write what you're going to make a checklist about, and then let's start making a checklist. But let's all help her out. So what's the first thing that should probably go on your open house checklist? What do you guys think? Signs. Yeah, making sure you have the signs. That's an easy one. What else? Market. What is that?
Put it on social media, call some friends.
Okay. Well, so put it on social media. Okay. Call your friends. Go ahead, Andrea. Print out MLS sheets. Okay. So print out your flyers. Yeah. What else? This checklist is becoming great. They're writing it for you.
Let escrow know.
Let escrow know. Okay. And how come you would let the escrow companies know?
They can send out a weekly e-blast when your open house is
Beautiful. They can invite other agents. Yeah. That's great.
Paper towels and toilet paper.
Paper towels and toilet paper. Yeah. When I was doing a lot of open houses, I had a little laundry tote in my car, and I would keep all of my open house supplies, like pieces of tape, door stoppers, paper towel, like all these little things that sometimes you might need. It's handy to have, yeah. I had like a little broom thing that was like extendable. It was nice. Yeah, because sometimes you show up and there's like dead bugs and you're just like, it happens. What else needs to go on this checklist?
Oh, sign-in sheet.
Sign-in sheet, yeah, if you use a sign-in sheet. Okay, that's a good one. There you go, Lex. We just wrote your entire checklist for you. Yeah, there's also one in the Google Drive under Team Resources. Yeah. Okay. What else? Who else has another checklist? What did you guys write? What do you got? What's your checklist, David? What do you got to improve on?
Social media content.
Social media content.
Posting
times, how many posts per day, how many posts per week,
Okay.
and then a follow-up system to add leads from social.
Okay, that's great. That sounds like a perfect checklist. Now you just have to follow it.
Just gotta follow it.
Yeah, I mean, the writing the checklist, you guys, is typically the easy part. Writing the plan is a lot easier than following the plan. That's usually where we get stuck. What do you think, Aaron?
So I want to have more coffee appointments, so I'm going to time block those coffee appointments in the phone already. And then when I go to those meetings, have a list of things to discuss, topics I want to include, things that bring value to the meeting, so it's valuable for the person.
Nice.
Remember to bring business cards, pamphlets, and then as part of the system, put down a thank you card, send a thank you card after.
Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. So everybody do this. I want you to turn around and find somebody next to you, and I want you to share your checklist with them. And then the person that's being shared, what I want you to say is this after they share it. I want you to say, that's not very good. Can you make it better? Okay, so we're going to do that. Everybody turn around, share your checklist, then say, that's not very good. Can you make it better? And then help them make it better, and then you'll do that twice. What did you guys think of your business partner's business plan? Well, we'll do yours together. All right, so let's all help Andrea out. She didn't get a chance to do it all the way. So go ahead and let's go ahead and share your business plan with us.
Sorry, system.
Okay, so I don't mind posting on social media. My issue is that it's not uniform in the way that I don't have a template or something uniform where I can post all my open houses that they'll look the same, like different pictures. So I went to Lexi, who's our library manager at Pineapple Homes, and she said that she actually has a template for us, which is awesome. So otherwise, I just wanted to get some system down and find a site I can do that through. But now that I know that we have this.
That's fantastic. Good job. All right, Akiko, I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you ready? All right. Let's hear your system.
Okay, I don't have a listing right now. I mean, kind of new. So I tried to getting the open house sitter. So that's his idea. Just to get them coming listing. So call, email to agent. I can help, or I can open house sitter. Then customer or client.
Perfect. It's a very good one. Good job. All right, everybody, we are done. Good job. I have one favor. Everybody tear off a piece of paper, and I want to hear as we roll out our next topics of this, I want to hear what topic you could find beneficial in your business, around real estate, obviously, that we can review and see if it's something that I know enough about to speak about. If I don't, then I just won't talk about it. I don't know everything. So I want to hear some topics. What do you guys think could be beneficial? And then while we do that, I'll let you guys know that next week we're going to be covering social media as a whole. We're going to have a panel with a couple different people. We're going to be covering content marketing plan, how to generate leads by doing social media. There's the right way and the wrong way to do it, and I've done it both ways now. Yes?
How do you get, if you have a list of all these Facebook friends, how do you sort them out for different topics you're interested in? Yeah, so we could build up a clientele of, say I'm interested in blues business, so I send Facebook segmentation we'll cover next week.